Hello and welcome to this new ER2 modding SDK tutorial. Today we're gonna learn how to create a custom wheel vehicle for our mod. First, add your vehicle model to your project folder. In our case, we will use this WC51 truck model that we have in the examples folder. Let's make sure that all the parts that needs to move independently in your model are separate meshes. For our case, we need the wheels and the steering wheel to be separated. However, for this tutorial we are only gonna explain the very mandatory parts in setting up a wheeled vehicle, so we are not gonna explain how to set up the steering wheel. That's gonna be in the next tutorial. So to begin, right click on your model in your project folder and choose ER2 vehicle wheeled vehicle template. So now our model is in the hierarchy with all the very basic components already set up. There's a lot of configurations that you can change in the vehicles with wheels script. However, what we are gonna take a look now is the array that manages the seats. So in this array we got all the seats that are configured for this vehicle. You can easily add or remove seats from this array. However, remember also to add and remove the game object connected to the seat array. The game object is very easy. It's just a game object that has a position and a vehicle seat script that manages the basic information of the animation of the seat. Other than the vehicle with wheels script, there are a few other components that can be interesting to look at before proceeding, like the box collision of your vehicles and the vehicle damageable part, which manages the armor thickness of the collision. Notice that you can have multiple objects with collisions and vehicle damageable part scripts parented to your root object. However, we're gonna show that precisely in the next tutorial. There are other parts that you can adjust in your vehicle, like the internal parts such as the engine, gear, fuel tank, and transmission position and size. The particle system of the emission muffler smoke, and much more. Now, let's move on how to set up the wheels. First, let's make sure that your wheels has their pivot position in the center of the wheel to avoid to do complicated workarounds to do on Unity. Then, once you select all of them, right click and choose ER2 mods, vehicle, wheels, setup wheels. Now you will have two parents, one with the mesh of your wheels and one which holds the game object with the collisions and the animation managers of all of your wheels. A wheeled vehicle like this can already work in game, so let's create a folder. For example, my prefabs. And let's create a prefab, dragging the root of our object inside the folder. Remember that the name of the vehicle in game will be the name of the prefab you are creating. Let's now create an asset bundle for our vehicle, or let's assign an asset bundle that already exists. And then go to mod menu, mod compiler, select the mod you just created or assigned, set up a title for your mod, for example, new test vehicle. You can put a description for your mod. You can set the visibility of your mod and you can start building and uploading it. Once it's done, you can go in the game, for example in shooting range or in the mission editor, where you will be able to create your own mission using your vehicles. But let's now show this in the mission editor. We can go to the vehicle spawner, and here the vehicle we just created. As you can see, we didn't assign any specific texture to this vehicle, so it's gonna look very white. But what we set it up in its physics is completely working. So congratulations for setting up your first vehicle mod.